wanted to talk to you, and I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time, about something that's very near and dear to my heart, that's directly connected to intentional creativity and a sense of quantum creativity. And it's about the Madonna, and about how healing for me has come from her as a teaching. I want to tell you about a belief that I have that I usually only share with my students who are studying with me, more dedicated. I haven't told the rest of the world. And this is a concept that I call transference. I believe that when we are using intentional creativity to create, that we are summoning body, mind, and spirit, cellularly, molecularly, energetically. We are conjuring our whole self into an experience. It's an unmanifest reality, an unconscious reality that has potential, that starts to become conscious because we choose for it to be. When we reach that barrier between the unmanifest and the manifest, what happens is we create form, hence creativity, hence intentional creativity. But that potential that existed, that was before unmanifest, that has now become manifest and has resulted in form on canvas or wood or paper, has been translated from the cosmos into something. And in our case, whatever our intention is has been transferred into the wood, the canvas, the image, the symbol itself, the icon. I believe that these paintings, if you were to measure the resonance, if someone was capable of that, or if somebody had a capacity to measure vibration, I believe that these paintings that we're creating would resonate with the field of intentional creativity that you put into it. Not unlike communion, where the bread and the wine becomes the body and the blood of Christ through transubstantiation, that it actually, the particles of it change through the prayers of the priests and priestesses. It becomes for us the body and blood. These paintings, when we create something which I call a healing icon, that is specifically connected to something you're healing inside of your life at this point in your journey, that painting holds the record and the story of where you are, but it is no longer just existing in the uncreated potential state. It has now entered form and potential and velocity, and is now occurring as something that exists in the universe. A lot of times we have suffering that exists in these layers of our consciousness. We don't know how to get to it. We don't know how to access it. It comes out as the critic. We need to wait to be inspired before we create. We get confused. We've done all this therapy. We don't know what to do. We need to get a level of consciousness present about the story, about what needs to be healed, connected with interacting with the divine, and bring it into form so that we can grapple with the structure of the story, how it manifested in symbol, color, texture, and see what the resonance is that's coming back, and to literally glean oracle-like from the painting. The concept of healing icons is not a new one, and they aren't even actually that rare. Icons where people go and are healed. Lords, where you go and you're blessed by the holy water. We put holy water in these paintings. We whisper our prayers into these particles. We lay our hands on our canvases. And believe me, I have seen many times the story transformed before my eyes, both physically in the body of the woman painting and in her experience when she views for the first time a hidden wound, a secret, hidden, become manifest into beauty, into something beautiful, into something that you could actually converse with. This experience is something that all of us have access to. It isn't something that is based on people being skilled. It isn't something that is based on you knowing how to paint. Just being willing to put the brush to the canvas with the specific lens of inquiry creates a mindfulness that brings the story into a conscious manner and allows you to begin to work with it in a more organized way. And by organized, I mean that it's a way, because it's become an image that has language connected to it, that your left brain and your right brain can begin to grapple with. Through the eyes of the heart, what you are viewing becomes the teacher for you. The external healer is not always the solution. For many of us, we need to become the healer. Physician, heal thyself. You are the one who can heal your story. And all of us are here to support and guide you, who have dedicated ourselves in this service. But it's ultimately you who must grapple with your story. And particularly for women, many of us are in need of remothering. When we work with images of the Madonna in the creation of a healing icon, what happens is that the reweaving of the remothering begins to take place. A forgiveness for our earthly mother begins to happen as a natural occurrence of working with an image of the Madonna. Any woman alive at this time needs to grapple with her relationship with her understanding of what the feminine is, and to not let that be just lost in the I don't know category. She may exist in the shadows as the Black Madonna. She may exist in the light as the Holy Blessed Virgin. There are many versions of the Virgin. That's one of the things I love about her, is that she's all over the world wearing the outfits of the people in the time and the place that they need it. So you will be creating your own version of the Madonna as a healing icon. When you choose to do that, the story changes how it lives in you. Your consciousness literally rearranges how it functions and how it's able to give you information about the next step of your journey. I know these concepts seem cosmic perhaps and quantum and maybe are new to you, but I invite you to think about sacred lands. I invite you to think about Buddhas and Jesuses and Stonehenge and redwood groves and places where you've been, where you could just feel the healing energy coming out of that place. That's often an external experience that's connected with others, and that's important too. But what if you were to create your own image in relationship to this? What would that be like for you to be the artist and the author of your own healing icon? I truly, truly believe that every single one of us has the capacity to bring healing to ourselves through working with intentional creativity. Again, it isn't something that's reserved just for artists. It's something for all beings to gain awareness, to gain presence and awakeness about who you are and what your story is, and to begin to be able to see from the perspective of your heart. Thank you for listening and being interested. Thank you for caring. This is an invitation to spend time dedicated to exploring a relationship with the one whom the Archangel Gabriel said, "Hail, highly favored one." To explore the relationship of this divine feminine, the Blessed Mother, Our Lady, the Grande Dame, to see what it is that her message is for you at this point in your life. We'll be painting at my home, holding circle with me and one of my very best friends, Christina Rilo. I wanted to show you a couple of the paintings in the style that we work in, which I call contemporary symbolism. It's a painting of a Black Madonna nursing her baby. She invited the light from the darkness. I painted this painting over 12 years ago. And I painted it at a time in my life when I needed a particular healing myself. I was at the dark night of my soul as an artist and a gallery owner. And this painting, it was my ship. She was my mothership, the one that saw me through. When we paint in this way, magical things begin to happen because you gain insights about yourself and your relationship to her and what could be possible that you did not have access to before relating to her. Over here is my little studio, the Red Thread Cafe and Bungalow. And here we have another painting. It's called Faith in the Promises Brings Strength. This painting is another example of a painting that I needed to create for myself, for my own healing journey. Faith in the promises brings strength. I needed to believe in the promises for my life. A time when I had lost a kind of faith. And this painting and this process and this floating egg was the representation of myself not quite landed in the nest. So it's one of those spaces where it's an in-between. Painting like this, and this was about 8 years ago. Painting like this is a life-altering experience because you create a relationship with her and with the canvas that didn't exist before. Let's go and look at another painting that I completed. Well, it's not quite done yet, but I completed it to a point yesterday. I've been painting it for the Red Madonna Sisterhood women, about 100 women, a circle of about 100 women that I paint with every single month for the past 2.5 years now. Here's my dancing Madonna, Our Lady of the Flowering Earth, painted right here. And so I wanted to show you these paintings so you could get a sense of my style, be in this Chateau Sophia garden with me a little bit right here where there's grotto in my very own home. And know that the work that we're going to do together is to choose one specific thing that you're healing and then to bring that healing into the canvas, into the process, into Sacred Medicine Circle with Christine and I. Christine and I have been friends that have a relationship that's based in our connection with the sacred, with spirit, with the Mother Earth, and with the Blessed Mother. Sisters in Red Thread Circle, sisters in prayer. And this space and the sacred container that we're calling you into isn't something that's ever happened before and won't happen again just like that. So I invite you to consider if this is your time to come and join us for Luna, Our Lady Lodge. And the lodge is a Native American name, which is about the coming together of the people. We've called you, and I invite you to come and to join us for Our Lady Lodge. This is Shiloh Sophia. Come.